Today we're posing some important questions. How do movies affect history? How does history influence the movies? What should we have for lunch? And what happened to the Screwball Comedy? Many of the great early filmmakers like Howard Hawks, Frank Capra, George Cukor, and Preston Sturges excelled in the screwball genre, but where did it go? Why don't we see it anymore? Should we get Arby's again? We're going deep. We're going screwballs deep. Welcome to Film Schooled. Film critic Molly Haskell defines Screwball as fables of love masquerading as hostility. The Screwball Comedy is most often defined by a reversal of the typical power dynamic set forth by gender roles, meaning it's the woman dominating the relationship with the central male character.
Here's the gorgeous, tantalizing Lady Eve. Now watch her go into action. She has her eye on this handsome, wealthy, but terribly naive and inexperienced young man.
His masculinity is challenged through a comedic battle of the sexes. Keep in mind, this was during the 1930s and 40s. There were Battle of the Sexes movies made in an era of the Hays Code, a period of strict censorship. Women's suffrage had just ended. The recently ratified 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote. So portraying female characters with power over the male character was a new theme for Hollywood.
But incidentally, I don't like you. I don't like you at all. And I wouldn't hesitate one instant to ruin your reputation. Like that.
Also, this was during the Great Depression, so there wasn't much to laugh at. Anyway, Screwball was a kind of humor that worked in unexpected ways, and the Screwball Comedy offered audiences a strong, prominent female character, albeit usually a stubborn woman caught in a situation where the only thing at stake is her marital status.
Oh, God.
Film critic Andrew Sarris has defined the Screwball Comedy as a sex comedy without the sex. In the case of the Screwball, verbal sparring between sexes served as the stand-in for physical sexual tension. In other words, if I can't kiss ya, I'm gonna sass ya.
Which of these instruments do you play?
Bull fiddle.
Do you use a bow or do you just pluck it?
Most of the time, I slap it.
Smuggling subversive humor past the censors was a challenge, but the Screwball Comedy was a perfect shipping container to conceal more risque plots. But this forced Lubitsch and others to devise more comedically creative ways of expressing sexual innuendo and imagery in ways that would not run afoul of the Hays Code, thus birthing the true screwball genre.
Well, that was a little better.
Certainly, you see. I could have been even better. Now the girl, French girl, would have given me some cooperation.
Wait a minute, what do you mean by that remark?
Well, you're not being any help.
In Lubitsch's Trouble in Paradise, two thieves in Venice, the dashing Gaston and the beautiful Lily, fall in love while on a date under the guise of a baron and a countess. Once both true identities are revealed, they become inseparable. Fast forward, and the two lovers scheme their way around Europe until Gaston sets his eyes on another woman, Madame Colette, a rich, widowed cosmetics company owner. Lubitsch portrays both women as very dimensional characters, two wildly different personas offering something unique to Gaston. One cool and collected, the other impulsive and passionate. We see, perhaps for the first time, how much power women can have over men, a power that Lubitsch makes clear is sexual.
So you think you can get me?
Any minute I want.
No filmmaker influenced the work of Billy Wilder more than Ernst Lubitsch. A sign reading "How would Lubitsch do it?" famously hung on the wall of Wilder's office. Before shooting his first film, Wilder asked Lubitsch for advice. "Look, you've made 50 pictures, I haven't made any. What can you tell me?" he asked, and Lubitsch said, "All I can tell you is that after 50 pictures, I still shit my pants on the first day." Wilder learned from Lubitsch that if you want to push buttons, you gotta do it without giving away your secrets.
That's enough. Let's not overdo it.
In 1942, Billy Wilder released his first American film, The Major and the Minor. Without the protection of the screwball genre, he never would have rolled a single frame of film. The story revolves around a young woman named Susan Applegate, played by Ginger Rogers. She quits her job and decides to return home to Stevenson, Iowa. The problem is she only has enough money for a child's fare, and so she poses as a 12-year-old girl named Susu. After being found out by the conductor, she takes refuge in the compartment of Major Philip Kirby, played by Ray Milland, who eventually becomes entangled with the girl. Cameron Crowe called the film a darkly comic spin on pedophilia disguised as a piece of fluff.
You know, Susu, you're a very peculiar child.
You bet I am.
Wilder found great success with this subversive screwball comedy, but he would not return to the genre until after World War II with Some Like It Hot. There is no greater cross-dressing movie than Some Like It Hot. In fact, it's the American Film Institute's #1 pick for funniest American movie of all time. Keen to the changing times, Wilder set Some Like It Hot 30 years earlier, in the ripe screwball era of 1929. Some Like It Hot is about two musicians forced to dress up in drag in order to escape from the gangsters they witnessed commit the Valentine's Day Massacre. We're not going to tell you any more plot points because this should be required viewing for anybody watching this show, so go scamper off and do your homework. Even though Some Like It Hot is disguised as being about crime and greed, make no mistake, this film is about sex.
Terribly sorry.
It was Wilder's way of not only making a film blatantly about sex, but of summing up the entire screwball comedy genre in just 2 words. Look, sex.
Anyone for salami?
Of course, Wilder was a master of his time. But with the 1960s came the sexual revolution, birth control, the Vietnam War, and now even Wilder's work appears prude.
No action. Dullsville.
The Hays Production Code is replaced by the MPAA in 1968, and with the proper rating, almost nothing is off limits. The screwball comedy is dead.
A fine way to kill a bottle.
So, does the screwball comedy deserve a second chance? Except for the extremely rare homage to the genre, Peter Bogdanovich did it with What's Up, Doc, and the Coens did it with Intolerable Cruelty. The screwball comedy has been broken down for parts, and this is probably its most lasting legacy, the rise of the Manic Pixie Dream Girl. A character who maintains some of the motivation as a screwball heroine, but forces the male protagonist to view his life differently. That's not to say we'll never see another true screwball comedy, only that the true purpose of the screwball comedy is no longer with us. So, to answer the question we started this off with, definitely roast beef. Class dismissed!